right, Mula gang. So y'all remember that TikTok story that we reacted to the other day, where he was talking about how he got hit up, his homie got unalived, he got set up by a girl, they tried to rob him, all that, everything, the viral video that's going on TikTok right now. So they saying right now that the person who passed away, the big dude, he said his homie passed away on the day of his homie funeral, right? The big dude, if y'all didn't see the story, go watch my reaction. The big dude, his homie that was on his couch, they tried to rob him. They hit him up. He dropped the floor. They kicked the door down. His homie tried to get up. They end up unaliving him as well. You know what I'm saying? And they got up out of there. The person who passed away, mom, is saying that everything he was saying was a lie. Let's get into it and see what's going on, because I don't know.
See their first behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, they say it's 3 sides to every story: your side, my side, and then there's the truth.
The truth.
Sometimes when you only hear one side of the story, it's easy for people to lean towards that side being the truth,
right? Because
there's nothing else to believe because you've only been told that one side.
Right.
However, whenever you hear the other, it forces you to now you're saying to yourself, the case here, but this situation we'll be talking about today. Now, if y'all been tuned in, we reacted to a story time done by a guy by the name of Q-Monte, where he's detailing the time he was set up by a girl and shot almost 4 years ago, where he almost lost his life.
Right.
But it's deeper than that, because on that same day, he had just left his other homeboy's funeral, and in the midst of being set up by the girl that he thought he knew, his other homeboy that he shared an apartment with would end up getting shot 6 times in the chest while he was asleep, passing away.
6 times.
Now, if y'all remember, throughout that video, I mentioned a few things that didn't make sense to me before.
Right.
But once again, he was the one telling the story, so all we had to go off of was his version of the story.
Right.
The part where he kept mentioning that he kept asking about his friend that he was sleeping, it was kind of a little weird. The reason why is because throughout the whole story time, he made it his business to let us know that he kept on asking about this friend. He goes as far as saying that even when he was shot and bleeding out, he kept asking for his friend, and even stated that when he was being taken out on a stretcher, the first thing he told the ambulance was for them to leave him alone because he's breathing and go check on his friend. Now, I'm not saying that it didn't happen and he wasn't genuinely concerned, but it was just weird hearing that he was just shot on the brink of losing his life, but still, all while everything was happening, the only thing he was thinking about was his friend. Now, I even told y'all that it seems like he had some type of guilt behind the story whenever he mentioned his friend, because maybe he feels that his friend is no longer here because of him.
Right.
And of course, trying to explain that to someone's family is almost impossible because, of course, they're going to blame you. Now, another thing that was a little off to me was the fact that this happened 4 years ago, but for some reason now, he thought to speak on the details in a story time on TikTok. Now, lo and behold, as I browsed through Q-Monte's Instagram, he was reposting the posts people were putting up because he was going viral, including the people he knew who was also close to the situation.
Right.
And I forgot to screenshot it, but judging from the repost, this is a matter that had a lot of people questioning him because some people feel that it may have been foul play involved. There was even another girl that was there that people thought was involved in setting them up as well. But according to Q-Monte, she just so happened to be there because of the funeral and luckily left right before everything happened. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into the video of the mother of the friend that was shot story. As far as crazy, just point the button already.
Y'all know y'all don't see me up here very often.
Now, this the person who passed away, mom.
To counteract, to do some correction to a live that went viral yesterday concerning my son, KJ.
Uh-oh.
Q-Monte,
mama finna spit a bean.
For 4 years now, you have lied to me about my son. I have asked you, you came to me, to Charlotte, to tell me, to ask me for forgiveness about my son's death because you knew then that you knew who killed him and wouldn't say nothing. But yet now, 4 years later, you trying to profit off of my son's death when all the time it was
hold on, mama. Damn. What? I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing the video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did? I hate when people, I'm not saying I hate, like, I just hate when people try to make everything a negative. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, him telling that story could have been a therapeutic session. It just happened to go viral and he got a little bit of money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, your son passed away in the situation. You get what I'm saying? But that don't mean that he trying to profit off your son death, though. Like, y'all be stretching it. Like, the internet be stretching shit, folks. Like, you feel me? Like, that don't mean that just because he told a story and it happened to go viral. First of all, he didn't know that it was going to go viral. Second of all, just because it happened to go viral don't mean that he set your son up to get unalived just to profit off of it 4 years later. Like, what, like...
Why he got killed. They wasn't after my child. They was after you. Mm-hmm. You knew they was coming for you, and you knew my son was a protector. And you figured if my son was there with you, he would protect you. But I thank God that he was asleep. He did not suffer. But you suffered. And you are still suffering right to this day. That's why you're doing the live trying to gain money, because you are a conniving, sneaking, dishonest individual. A child that my son took under his wing when nobody else would give you a chance. When nobody in Lakeland High School and Suffolk liked you. When you was going to the alternative school because of your behavior, my son was the only one who came to you, took you under his wing as his little brother, and invited you to go places with him, to hang out with him. And you know what I'm talking about, because that's when he had a black BMW. See, my son didn't start out with nothing. He always started out with something of his own.
Right.
You are the one with a leech onto my son. Then you had to have a nerve to say, oh, he was a big boy and he slept. He fell asleep because he had narcolepsy. You couldn't even say the damn word. Lord, forgive my mouth. But you couldn't even say the word.
What that got to do with anything, though? Y'all kind of get what I'm saying, though? Like, I ain't on no side right now, folks, but on bro grave, don't, if your son was playing the streets too, if your son was playing the streets, if you feel, if I go to my cousin's house and he got a trap house, if I go in his house and go to sleep and the police raid it and I get locked up, imagine my mama getting on Instagram talking about some, you got my son arrested. No, he didn't. I knew he was in a trap house. I knew he was I knew where I was going. I knew what I was doing. I don't know if your son was playing the streets, but if your son was playing the streets just like he was, which is usually how it go, you know what I'm saying? Birds of a feather usually flock together. Then you can't say, and then what does it have to, what the fuck do we got to do? He was just trying to explain the story and say that he was asleep. He couldn't say what the condition he had right. What that so he conniving now? Like I'm a real nigga, folks. And I'm going to see weird shit on both sides and call it out every time.
Son didn't have no sickness, no sleeping disorder.
Oh.
God allowed him to be asleep so he wouldn't have to suffer of what was going to happen. And why I questioned, Lord, the God of mine, for many years of why he took my child and not you.
Now, if he ain't had no condition, that's different.
But I came to realization, my child was ready. My child was saved. He may not have walked the walk like everybody else expected him to, but I know what he was. He was a good individual who loved everybody, who never, ever met a stranger. And everybody that has come to me, has talked to me, has blown my phone up since you went live with that foolishness, my phone has not stopped ringing. But you gonna get on live and try to gain money from my son that you knew 4 years ago what had happened. And you chose to tell the detective you didn't know nothing. You even came to me and asked for forgiveness.
But mama, that's because they are in the streets, mama. That's not how the streets works, mama. If him and your son was in the streets together, your son knew exactly what the fuck he was doing just like he did. So if he got unalived in an unfortunate situation, rest in peace to him. If he got unalived in a series of unfortunate events, man, that ain't nobody's fault but the people who broke in that crib and did that to him. Because it was no reason to do that. It was no reason. If you came here to rob somebody and you just damn near caught 2 bodies and ran off, that don't make no sense to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, so if your son knew he was playing the streets just like the other man did, just like Humante did, both people was in the streets. Y'all knew what was happening if something go on like this. When it's time to go street, some things, what is he supposed to do? Snitch? And then lose his life too? Just make it a bigger target on his back now? Now he recovering from one gunshot wound. He got to worry about getting backdoored and all this other shit now because he done snitched. He got to worry about the whole city being after him because he done snitched. You feel me? And he may or may not still be in the streets. And if the roles was reversed, your son probably wouldn't tell the police nothing either.
At that time, I didn't know why you was asking me for forgiveness because I didn't think you had nothing to do with it. But now, 4 years later, and you doing this video, now I know why you came to me and asked for forgiveness because you knew you had something to do with it.
What do you mean has something to do with it? So you think he set your son up to get unalived at his house while he's sleeping on the couch and he took 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6 shots himself? He damn near passed away himself. He's here by the grace of God himself. It ain't like what the fuck? They popped him outside the apartment. They popped him multiple times. They tried to unalive him. They tried to get him up out of there. They kicked the door down. They seen your son on the couch sleep. They switched. Now, I'm not trying to be funny at all, but they emptied their clip on your son. He just ended up being unalived, and the other person ended up. You get what I'm saying? So don't try to make it seem like he has something to do with it. Like he said, "What I'ma set my homie up to get unalived at my house, and I'ma take some bullets too. They gonna pop me first? Like, what does that mean?"
But that's okay. Your time is coming. Your time is coming for everybody that believe that foolishness that you put out there, that you were set up, that you could see things, you had an out-of-body experience. That's a bunch of bull. The way you was shot up, you couldn't move. You couldn't check on my child. Ain't nobody in no hospital told you that he was downstairs.
How you know?
My son was killed on the exact time that he came into this world. At 12:58 a.m. in the morning. You didn't even know my son was dead.
So which one is it? You just told him that no nurse told you he was downstairs. Then you said 5 seconds ago that you didn't even know your son was dead. He didn't even know your son was dead. I'm not gonna say it's anybody's fault or not nobody's fault because I don't know these people and I wasn't around. But as a mama, you sound like one of them mamas who's just angry that your son ended up on the bad side of things. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to blame it on anybody else but your son. If your son had a BM, was he a lawyer? Was your son working hard at McDonald's, or was he selling drugs? Was he scamming? Was he in the streets? Was he a YouTuber? Was he a rapper? Did he do Amazon, or was he in the streets? Because usually when your homie got 60,000 cash sitting in the closet and somebody come to your homie house to rob him, usually that means you in the streets. Or you a rapper, a YouTuber, something like that. But if you a rapper, YouTuber, most times you got money in the bank account. You don't got no 60,000 cash sitting in here. You kind of get what I'm saying? But mama, you sounding like you just trying to blame everybody right now, except for your son.
But God made you suffer, and guess what? You're gonna continue to suffer because instead of doing right, you still trying to do wrong and connive and scheme and get over on people.
And she keeps saying that, but she's not saying what he lied about. You said he lied about not knowing. You said that ain't nobody tell him that your son was still alive. Then you said he didn't even know your son was dead. That's what he said in the first place. You keep saying he's lying and conniving. What is he lying about?
Made it one
you
time.
Trying to make assumptions?
My son was homeless. My son was never homeless. My son stayed right here and suffered with my mother. And then he came to Charlotte. And whenever he wanted to come to Charlotte, I talked to you 2 days prior to my son's death on the phone because he called me just to shoot the jive with me and told me where he was at your house. I even spoke with you, and then you won't lie to my face 4 years ago that you don't know what happened to my son, leaving me with unsolved solutions, trying to figure out what happened, who did what, why they did stuff to my son, why they killed my son. Somebody that everybody loved, that loved everybody and never met a stranger, was friendly and kind to everybody. But you, on the other hand, was conniving and sneaking, want nothing but a leech on everybody. It was because of KJ. You got up. You came up because of KJ. Nothing.
How'd he come up, mama? Did he come up trapping? Did he come up robbing? Did he come up? How did he come up? Did he get a job? How did he come up? Because again, it still sounds like they was both playing the streets, mama. And you knew, if you knew, and 9 out of 10, these mamas I'm not saying what is true, but a lot of these mamas that know that they son playing the streets, gang, and then get on the internet, get on the news after they die and act like my son was great. I'm sure he was a great person, but on the weekends he sold drugs, man. On the weekends, he might have popped at people. On the weekends, he might have robbed people. And this is what comes with that life. You can't wait for, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he tell you something, he putting you in harm's way. Somebody might come smoke you because you want to get you want to go to court and testify against another motherfucker and tell him. Come on, bro.
It's because of KJ and the people he knew and the connections he had here in Virginia and in Charlotte. But one thing about it, all KJ true friends came to my house every time he came to Charlotte. And guess what? You was never part of that because you was not his true friend. He tried to be friends with you. They tried to be friends with you, but they did not like you. And they still don't like you. So go on. Keep trying to build off my son's death. You trying to pull yourself up because of my son's death? Really?
I don't think he's trying to do all that. I think you're just trying to be too deep. I think he's just telling a story about something that happened. Maybe it was therapy to him. Maybe he wanted to share. At the end of the day, he the one got hit up. He the one still here to tell the story. It's content, mama. You can't get mad at another motherfucker. Like, what do you want him to do? Not never say nothing about it? Cause he got how much money do you think he just became a millionaire overnight? Cause he got a few million views on TikTok? That ain't what happened. That nigga got a few $1,000s, man. He got a new outfit and a bag of chips, man. Like, you feel me? Like,
all the fools out there that believe that bull that you put out there.
Well, you not giving us nothing to not believe right now.
Y'all gonna be in the same basket together. My son was a good child, a loving child, a great child. He will always be missed. He has so many friends that always kept in contact with me ever since his death. But you call yourself a friend, or he was your homeboy? Not once since you came and lied in my face have you checked on me, or his brothers, or his niece, whom he loved dearly. If you know anything about KJ, you knew he loved his niece Shania dearly. That was just like his baby sister and his niece all in one. But you not once checked on her. But you call yourself his homeboy. I was set up and my homeboy died. No, you knew what you was doing. You set your own self up with your mouth and bragging about all the conniving schemes you had did to people, and all that stuff came back at you. See, the dirt will find you out.
So he robbing people and finessing people? I don't know. She's not even saying nothing.
Find you out.
You're not telling us nothing right now, mama. You just talking.
I couldn't even get mad, and I watched all of your videos telling lies about my son. telling lies about that night. Some of us lies and some of us true, because you know.
What was lies? You're not saying nothing.
You seen their faces before you got shot. So you know, but you keep telling me and the detective that you don't know.
Okay, so we're not even gonna watch the rest because I've come to my conclusion. What I think is you just mad, and in your heart of hearts, which is fully understandable, you want the person who unalived your son, you want the people who came over there and did that, you want them to see justice. You want to see them in prison. And the only person alive, there's only 2 people alive that can tell you who them people was. It's the girl that set him up and him himself. The only 2 people that can tell you as a mom who ended up unaliving your son. He's not telling you that information because he's obviously in the streets. This is obviously not no fucking basketball playing, football playing type of guy. These are obviously, it really seems as if they're street type of guys. They're not no stock market trader, crypto trader, YouTube guys. It seems like they is in the streets, playing the street life. That's what comes with the street life. Just because it's your son, you cannot expect everybody involved to switch up their moral, their street morals, because it was your son. You get what I'm saying? You saying he didn't check on you. Okay, I understand you don't like that. That doesn't mean he was lying. I understand that you mad about your son passing away. I understand you probably thought your son was a very good. Every mama would say the same thing if their son passed away. My son was a sweet, warm-hearted child, and I'm sure he was when he was around you. But only God knows. My mama to this day don't know 85, 90% of the shit I did outside in Chicago when I was in high school. She don't know that. She don't know I was ditching school. She don't know I was getting shot at. She don't know I was selling drugs. She don't know she didn't know I was doing none of that. At all. Every now and then she might see me with a new pair of shoes and be like, where you get that from? Oh, mama, they just $100. I've been selling stuff online. That was my favorite excuse. I've been selling stuff online. I've been selling videos and stuff online. She might have thought a little bit of it, but she ain't know what I was really outside doing. You know what I'm saying? Selling illegal drugs. Like, she ain't know what I was doing. Just like I'm sure you don't know 90% of the shit he was doing. But don't try to say that wasn't his homeboy just because he didn't check on you. Just because he didn't behave how you would want him to behave afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody handles shit differently. You can't take nothing away. And you're not saying nothing factual. You're not saying nothing hard. You're not saying like, okay, he wooty-woo because of this. You're not saying he lied about this. You're not saying that it wasn't no girl there. It was never no girl there. You're not saying no details of what he lied about. You just keep saying that they wasn't friends like that. He was conniving and that he set it up. But that don't make sense to me because how the hell you set up somebody? That's like they said Suge set up Tupac to get killed while he's sitting next to him. While he get hit with a bullet himself. While he could have died himself. You think I set it up to get damn near die myself? That's not how setups work. That's like the girl. He said the girl set him up. That's like the girl sitting there taking bullets. You feel me? Now, ultimately, it was his actions that got your son unalive. Yes, I agree with you on that one. But don't put the blame on him like it's his fault that your son, like, it's just unfortunate, wrong place, wrong time type of shit. That happens sometimes, bro. That happens sometimes.
But Quamante, you signed your own death certificate when you went live. You signed it yourself. I'm not going to touch it because I leave you in the hands of the Lord. Because the word said, vengeance is mine, says the Lord. You going to get yours. And you going to wish you had never been born.
All right, there you have it, y'all. So basically, she's stating that Cumante lied to her. He knows what happened to her son, who actually did
Obviously,
it, but he refused
that.
to say anything. She also mentions that he's trying to monetize off what happened and make money basically off the pain of losing her child. She said it's his fault her son is no longer here, but let me say this, y'all. As a parent, especially a mother, she's talking from a place of hurt.
Right.
And I get it. but she also did admit that her son may have been doing what he was doing in the streets as well. So at the end of the day, she got to understand that when you in them streets,
this is what happens.
Play by street rules.
Right.
One of the most important rules of them all, and numero uno, is you don't snitch. So she's saying that Cumante knows who did something to her son, but refuses to say anything. However, street politics come into play because, as y'all know, you're never supposed to cooperate with the law.
And how you know your son ain't pressed? How you know he ain't pressed the button on the people that killed your son? How you know he ain't go slide for your son? And he just ain't want to tell you about it because he know it's going to lead back to you. See, this is why people got to just take everything with grace. I'm not saying be happy that your son passed away, but don't get on a fucking Facebook Live and blame it on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, for all he know, he might have been feeling guilty this whole time, and now you going to get on live, and he might have really tried to help your... How would you feel if he really tried to help your son stay alive? And then he tell his story because he just been thinking about it, like... Just like you can think of the worst case scenario, bro, you can also think of the best case scenario. And what if he was just thinking about it? He was fucked up. He ain't had nobody to talk to. He just pulled his phone out, recorded it, thinking it's going to get a few thousand views like the rest of his videos do and end up going viral. He was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? This is therapeutic for me and I'm getting paid. Okay, cool. It ain't like I'm telling a story from somebody else's perspective. He was there. How you know he ain't really try to help your son and he really felt bad about it? Now he got to get on Facebook and see you blaming it on him even more. Like, people got to, you know what I'm saying? Because you said he was lying and you didn't say shit he was lying about. You sound like and I get it. I'm not trying to down her. You just sound like a hurt mother who's just hurt that her flesh and blood, her son is gone. You feel what I'm saying? And... like, God, a piano could have fell from the sky. You would have blamed it. You would have found somebody to blame it on. What it sound like to me.
It comes to street business. Now, of course, she's not looking at it from that point of view because she's a mother. She don't care about the streets. All she care about is justice for her son.
Right.
And it's understandable. But like I said, that's what comes with that lifestyle.
Right.
Now, what I did find crazy is that she also mentioned that her son KJ was actually unalive at the same time he came into this world, which was
I'm coming alive today.
a.m., which is crazy. For y'all that don't understand how divine timing work and spirituality, this is a prime example of it. We don't know why higher power does what he does, but it's a lot of things that occurred that night that's unexplainable and you can't fathom it because everything happens for a reason, whether we know the reason or not.
Right.
What's the odds that he passed away the same exact time he was born?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And how ironic it is that both...
But again, so you believe in spirituality, but you gonna tell him that he didn't have no out-of-body experience? You wasn't nowhere near him. It don't even sound like you was in the same city. You gonna tell him that he didn't have no out-of-body experience? You gonna tell him that what he experienced? You can't do that. That's like me telling you what you dreamed about. Fuck, how did that make sense?
Both of them were shot, but somehow the person who it was intended for actually lived, while the other person who was even asleep and had nothing to do with anything passes away. Crazy. Now, as far as how he passed away, I can't lie, it is a little weird. And I wasn't there, nor do I have any inside information, but I'm just speaking from the outside looking in. How is it that he was asleep and inside the house, but managed to get shot 6 times point blank in the chest? I didn't get that part, and maybe one of y'all could fill me in.
But he said, I don't know if Hookah Anonymous remembers, but the dude said that when he got hit, he hit the floor and they kicked the door in. Because they was here to rob him. That's what the whole setup was, to rob him. But bro right here had a Draco in his hand. And they took his phone, they took his gun, and he was yelling, trying to make a scene, so they popped him. Then they popped him, they said, okay, we got to hurry up and get in here before the police come. Kick the door down. That's what he's saying. I don't know what's true. They saying he kicked the door down. They kicked the door down. That's how they got in. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still questioning. How did... Because, nigga, if you came to rob me, rob me. Don't shoot me. Leave me the fuck alone. If I'm asleep on the couch, nigga, and you break in my homie door, nigga, tell me to put my hands up, tie me up, put me in a closet or something. Don't pop me. What the fuck you popping me for? You feel me? But a lot of times in situations like this, bro, niggas get scared. You know what I'm saying? It might have been a gun on the coffee table. He might have woke up and looked, reached for it. Bop, bop, bop. You know what I'm saying? They might have just been adrenaline. Might have been rushing. They feel like they caught another body. Let me go catch another one. Let me go knock him down too, so he don't snitch on us. Let me go grab the money and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, I don't know, man. But regardless, like I said, I'm gonna be fair on all sides and what I think. But regardless, anything, bro, rest in peace to what his name, KJ. Rest in peace to KJ. I pray for healing for the mom. I pray for healing for the friend. I pray KJ's soul can rest. And yeah, man. I think we just need to be more like damn, like it don't have to be like that though, folks. Like, you feel me? Like, I lost homies, bro. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I lost a homie because another homie ran or whatever the case is. But it's like I didn't sit around and blame my other homie. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, bro, shit happens. You in the streets. You doing what you doing. You robbing people. My homie was robbing people, bro. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, nigga robbing people. We don't know who came and slid on, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was robbing the shit out of motherfuckers. You feel me? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He robbing people morning, noon, and night. He robbing old ladies. He was just crazy like that. So when he got unalive, yeah, you know what I'm saying? To me, he was good to me. He had me around. He fed me. You know what I'm saying? He made sure I had money in my pocket as a little bro. Yeah. But I can't blame my other homie for running when he ain't had no gun on him. What is he supposed to do? Sit there and die with him? Like, you kind of get what I'm saying? Like, I can't sit around and be like, oh, it's your fault. It ain't nobody's fault but the nigga who slid and pulled the trigger, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, rest in peace.